Guys, it's Laura, and we are going to be talking today about kindness and different ways that you can spread it using a watermelon theme. So in my book, Kindness on Purpose, there is a page that says you're one in a melon, because you are one in a million. You are amazing just the way you are. And what a great, simple way to let people know that they matter. And letting them know they matter is certainly a kind thing to do. So the book, Kindness on Purpose, is full of ideas of ways that you can spread kindness. And I'll put a link to that in the description here. But let's get started. One of the easiest ways to spread kindness using watermelons is called watermelon bombing. And I love it. I love to go leave watermelons on people's porches. So you just take a piece of string or yarn or ribbon or whatever. I've got some raffia here. And you tie it around your watermelon, and you can either make a tag that says you're one in a melon, or what's even more fun is in my new notables that match the book here, there is a page that says you're one in a melon. It's actually the very first page, and they're perforated, so you can just very easily tear it out and tie it onto the watermelon. So that's what I'm gonna do here. I was having a hard time getting it started, but I can do this by putting the ribbon underneath the watermelon, and then wrapping this around, tying it in a knot. And then I have a hole punch here in the drawer. I'm gonna grab it right here. And I'm gonna put a hole punch in my little notable. There's a blank back. You could write a little message there. You could also write a note on this and just stick it in the mail. You can send it like a postcard or in an envelope, but we're gonna use it as a tag. So we're gonna tie it onto the watermelon, just like this. And it will be ready to go, like to go stick on someone's front porch. So that's like so super fun, right? And like so easy and so cute. It's called watermelon bombing, and I highly recommend it. I have some friends who I know love watermelon, and I love to do it. Like, it's so easy to grab one at the grocery store for $5 and drop it off on the way home. They know it's me, but that's fun, and I can't recommend it high enough. Let's talk a little bit about some other things you can do with a watermelon. So I want to show you my favorite way, first of all, to cut a watermelon. If you're serving it at a party, I have a great way that I used to do a lot for my kids, and it works. It's just so fantastic. I want to share it with you. You can also freeze those pieces after they're cut, and they make almost like icy popsicles. So just a really fun thing that I want to show you. I also want to show you 2 different watermelon craft ideas that you can create some things to give as like a little gifty. There is also a one in the melon little lunchbox note in the lunchbox notes, and it also is perforated and it tears right out. So we're gonna make a little handmade bathtub toys that are watermelon themed to go with this little lunchbox note. All right, so let's first cut this watermelon up. Here we have a watermelon. I think they call these like personal watermelons because they're like the littler ones, but that's what's in season right now. And we have this massive knife. I actually love these knives. I might put a link in the description here because these knives have been amazing. But if you want to cut a watermelon in a really easy and fun way for kiddos to enjoy, this is my tip. First, you're gonna cut it in half right down the middle, which is like easier with these little ones than with the big ones. Then you have your 2 halves. So we're gonna do this one first. We're gonna just flip it over so that it's flat down on your cutting board. And then we're gonna start on the left-hand side, and we're gonna slice it in about 1 to 1.5 inch widths all the way across the entire watermelon. And then we're gonna do the same thing going the other direction. So I'm gonna turn my watermelon, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna cut it in those 1 to 1.5 inch straight down cuts all the way across the watermelon. And what you're gonna end up with is, of course, you're gonna end up with some little pieces that you can just munch on, these little pieces here. But then you're gonna end up with these amazing watermelon sticks. Look at that. You can stick these in the freezer on a piece of parchment paper and take them to the pool frozen, and they're like little popsicles almost. So that is my favorite way to cut watermelon for a party or for kids. It just works so great. But you could put a whole bunch of these together in a little container, tie it up with a ribbon, put your one in a melon tag on it, and you'd have like something so cute. Or you could put it in the lunchbox for your kiddo with your one in a melon tag. And what a little cute little snack for lunch. So that is my watermelon cutting tip for you. So here on the table, we have 2 pieces of paper. It's actually magic sponge paper. It's so much fun. We have a bottle of Fabri-Tac adhesive, which is a permanent adhesive that works great for fabric and all kinds of things, a Sharpie marker, and some scissors. And we are gonna make a watermelon bathtub toy. So to do this, we're gonna cut our paper out in the shape of a watermelon. So easy. And this sponge paper cuts just like a regular piece of paper or a piece of cardstock. And I'm gonna cut out the shape of the inside of a watermelon. If you need a guide, you could use the lunchbox note and you could just follow along like kind of what that pattern is. If you actually need a pattern, there is a pattern for watermelon on my blog. But I think you can probably manage this one. It's kind of like a letter U or a mouth or something. I'm gonna do 2 of them because that'll be fun. You guys are not gonna believe, like, this is like a magic project. Like, this is so much fun to do with kiddos because it's like magic. And you'll see in just a few minutes what I mean. So I'm gonna cut those out, and then I'm gonna use my Fabri-Tac glue to glue them down to the green. So it's actually gonna be like a double thickness. So I'm gonna glue the pink to the green with my Fabri-Tac. So I'm gonna get it all the way around the edges and also in the middle there. I'm gonna do that again with this one, all the way around the edges and all through the middle. Put my lid on this. I always have to remember to put my lid on the glue. And then I'm gonna glue these down to the green. There we go. And I'm gonna use my black Sharpie marker to add some watermelon seeds. I'm just gonna draw them on there. I'm gonna do a couple seeds on each one. And then we're gonna need to give this a good 10 or 15 minutes to let it dry, to let that glue dry all the way. Okay, now that our glue has dried all the way, we're gonna cut out around the green. So across the top here, we're gonna cut flush with the pink, but then we're gonna cut a little bit more outside the edge here to get a rind. And this is like so stinking adorable to stick this with this little note. You could tie it to it, I already poked a hole, and mail this to somebody with a little note that says put this in water, because it's like magic. And I can't wait to show you, but I'm gonna cut the other one out here. And do the same thing, cut like a rind and then cut straight across the top, because the rind wouldn't be there where you cut the part where you're gonna eat. You could get really fancy and like cut a bite out of it, like as if somebody took a bite out of your watermelon. So I'm gonna do that for that one. And now the magic. So here we have our bowl of water, and this is why it makes a great bathtub toy. When you put it in the water, okay, look at that, you guys. It made a double sponge. Isn't that so cute? The permanent marker doesn't, it doesn't go anywhere, and like that beacon adhesive, that Fabri-Tac will totally hold that sponge together. It's made to be washed. So you have a great little washy sponge for the bathtub. I love it. All right, so I'm gonna move the bowl of water to the side because I wanna show you another bathtub toy that you can make. This right here is clay from Sculpey that will float on water after your project is done. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little watermelon critter that we can add to the bathtub with our sponge. So to do that, so easy. And of course, kids could do it any way they want, but this is the way I would recommend, is just to roll a ball, and that's gonna be the inside of your watermelon. And then you're gonna use your green for the rind. One of the things about clay that you always want to keep in mind is that you want your hands to be clean, because if you have stuff on your hands, it will come off on the clay. So for the green, I'm gonna just kind of roll a bit, then I'm gonna smush it. So I'm just gonna smush it flat, like that. I'm gonna put my pink in the middle, and then I'm gonna wrap it up on the sides like it's a piece of watermelon. Now, I probably wouldn't recommend that you use your scissors to do the next step, but I'm going to. But I would, if you're working with kids, have them use a little kid clay knife. I'm gonna turn it sideways, and I'm gonna use my scissors like a knife to just cut this down. so that I have like a little piece of half of a watermelon. Isn't that so cute? All right, then this one I'm gonna shape into a watermelon slice. Just like that. All right, I'm gonna put this one to the side. And I'm gonna add some little eyes to this guy so he can be like a little critter. I know when my girls were little, they always would take all their little plastic toys in the bathtub, all the little pet shops galore, and play with them. So that's what these could be like. They could make their own little bathtub friends. So I'm gonna give them 2 eyeballs, or actually these are the white parts of the eyes. You wanna make sure you press your clay really in so that when you bake it, it all becomes one piece. And then I'm gonna add 2 little, this black will actually be the eyeballs. And 2 little eyeballs here to my little guy. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. So I'm gonna give him 2 eyes. And then while I have this black out, I'm also gonna add some little seeds to my other watermelon slice. Give it a couple of little seeds just by rolling little pieces of clay. And the next step for this is to bake it at 275 degrees based on the thickness. All the directions come in the clay packaging, so I'll put a link to that kind of clay that I'm using for you. But these little guys now are gonna go in the oven and bake. All right, so now our little guys are out of the oven. They're so cute. And I'm gonna show you how they float in water. So you have your sponge in the bathtub and you have your little floaty guys. So there are 2 super fun bathtub watermelon toys you can make for little kids. Wrap them up in a little package, add this cute little tag, "You're one in a melon," from the Kindness on Purpose notes, which are in this little set of notes, and you're all set. So I hope that you think that's really fun. I know I do.